Okay, thank you for joining Exploratory Online Seminar number 66. Today, I'd like to present regular expression for text data wrangling. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kan Nishida, CEO, co-founder at Exploratory. We started Exploratory back in 2016 spring to democratize data science. Since then, we've been building a tool called Exploratory to make it easier to access all the data science methods to analyze or visualize your data in a very flexible and easier way. And also we provide the training and the seminars so that we can share our knowledge and the skills to make sure like all the people, anybody should be able to use or employ data science methods. Our vision is to that everybody can make data informed decisions to do. We take this mission that democratize data science. Okay. And when we say the data science, we mainly think these are 5 key important tasks in any type of data science or data analysis projects. Data access, data wrangling, visualization, analytics, these 4 things you go back and forth in an iterative fashion to answer your business questions. Once you find some insights to be able to or guide the questions to answer the questions, then you want to communicate because most of the time you work with other folks. So communication is also an important part of the data science. Exploratory provides a modern and simple UI to these 5 tasks. Okay, so enough about Exploratory. Let's get into the main piece of the seminar. So Exploratory Online Seminar number 66, regular expression for text data wrangling. So regular expression, I'm sure most of you guys have heard regular expression, and you see something like this. You see like some kind of alphabet letters, but also a bunch of kind of like symbols, right? Like a plus or a dot or a backslash and bracket and stuff. And then this kind of it might freak you out, at least freaked me out first time I started getting into this thing. So I was actually, this is my personal experience, like I was trying as far as possible from this thing called regular expression. And in fact, when we build Exploratory, we designed this Exploratory so that you don't have to use regular expression. That's the key thing for me. So most of the stuff actually, you don't really need this regular expression, but then later on, there's some kind of limit as much as you can with a UI. So there's certain things, I mean, like this problem with the text data is kind of limitless. So then once you know the basics of regular expression, you don't have to be the expert on regular expression, but if you know the basics of it, then that will open door for you to be able to attack on many, various tedious text problems on, the cleaning or transforming problem. So that's why like I wanted to share this one with you, not to make you the expert of the regular expression, but just to get you into kind of like a basics of it so that you can do a lot more than what you could do with this UI. Okay. So why regular expression? I feel like I kind of already talked about that part, but when you have the text data like this, right? Most of the time, the text data was registered as a character data type in Exploratory. And then there are a bunch of different problems. For example, maybe like you might have like uppercase, lowercase, and you want to kind of standardize it so that you have, all lowercase or all uppercase or title case and so on. Well, sometimes you find some kind of weird letters in the text. So let's say like, this like backslash n, backslash t, meaning like new line or tab, or maybe like you might want to remove some of the space and stuff, right? And of course, like not only these, because tons of problems with the text data you might want to tackle on. And then basically, like these are the 4 main tasks, like a convert, replace, remove, extract. These are the things that like you want to do with your text data. And then you can find those operations in the column header menu in the Exploratory. And then basically you want to find this work with text data. So anytime, like when you have the text data, then you need to clean up or transform, that's the menu, like work with text data. Underneath, there are a lot of goodies, but most important things are those 4 things: remove, replace, extract, convert, these 4 things, okay? And then when you select it, it doesn't really matter, like just select one of them. Only thing is like convert has its own UI, and then remove, replace, extract, they share the one single UI. So that's the entry point wise is a difference. But basically when you open it, then there will be a bunch of menus you can actually switch between. For example, this one, what we are looking at is extract operation type. Underneath the drop down, it says text. So like you want to find the text, and then you want to extract the letters, or you might want to replace with something else, or you might want to simply remove it. Either way, there are a bunch of menu types, and then like you can do most of the things in this UI. Or I mean, what I mean by just clicking or selecting whatever the more options available in this UI. For the details, though, like I have done the seminar maybe like last summer, around last summer, seminar number 54. So if you're interested in, please check out this the past recording seminar. You can find it from our homepage or website under the LAM, and then you go to online seminar. And right now, like this arrow is pointing to data science booster training, but it's not. That's not it. It's an online seminar. That's why you want to select. And then in that page, there's a link to the past recording, and then I can go to the recording list page, and then you can find this seminar. But nonetheless, so the most of the problems can be solved by the UI, right? So for example, something like this, let's say like you want to extract the numeric part of this customer ID. And then all you need to do is you want to select the extract and select numbers. Then it can take that numeric letters out of the text data. However, there's some problems sometimes, right? So what if the numeric letters is not just the custom ID? There's somehow like some other numeric letters in the same text data. In this case, I'm assuming this might be like, seems like a sales or some kind of numeric values. And so I want to make sure, like I want to extract this customer ID part in this data, but not the other part, because we are not interested in those. Okay, so in that case, if I use the same option, such as extract and the numbers, and what this is going to do is it takes all the numbers from the data. And that's a little problem because I wanted to get the numeric part of it. I mean, custom ID part of it, right? But sometimes even this could be okay. Like you strip out all the numeric letters, and after that, like when I see, oh, there's a comma between the ID and maybe the sales numbers. So why don't I just take, separate those, and then I could take that only the first letter. You can do that. So maybe you might have to do a couple steps, but you could do it. But this is just one example. You might want to consider regular expression, because if you happen to know the regular expression, the basics, then you can type something like this, and square bracket, digit, and then plus, and then like you can strip only the numeric part of it. So at this point, you might be like, whoa, what is this, like a colon, bracket, and a plus thing? So those are the things that in this seminar, like I want to kind of go through. Okay. So with regular expression, you can clean and transform text data very flexibly. This very flexibly is the key part. So then let's get to the more like a basic stuff, right? What is regular expression? So regular expression is really a way to specify a matching pattern in the text data. That's the key part, because if you can match, meaning you can specify exact part that you're interested in, then you can extract or remove or replace with something else. Okay, and then you use some special letters and symbols, or is regular letters as well, to specify the matching pattern. So instead of start going to regular expression, actually though, in the exploratory, when you see the text wrangling UI, the one that we've been seeing already, actually using the regular expressions, sometimes, not all the time. So regardless you know or not, like you're actually doing a UI operation, but behind the scene, the regular expression is being used. So for example, here, let's say this is a Unicorn data. Unicorn is a company that it's a private company like us, like a startup type of company whose valuation is greater than $1 billion. So that data is here, and each row is not each company. Each row represents each investor so for example, the first one, the ByteDance, has from row 1 to row 4. That's because there are 4 investors. I'm sure there are a bunch of way more than these 4 investors, but I think these are the 4 biggest investors or something. But anyway, so the last column on the right-hand side, that has a name of the investors. And then like, I want to identify, or I want to label if the investor, the name contains capital. Okay, so how can I do it? And I think capital itself is kind of easy. I'll show you quick, but what if like you have capital Z kind of thing? So it's not like the capital is ending, but a capital in between or starting or something like that. And then like I want to actually label true only for the investors' names ends with capital. Okay, so to do, when you go to the Exploratory UI again, you see something like this, right? Okay, so and then this is actually a convert type, and then like matching characters, capital. Let me just quickly go to the Exploratory here, just to see. I have the Unicorn data here. So that the one that I was talking about is basically here. Here's a capital, right? And then, or maybe here's a capital. So these are the things that I like to match. Okay, and then what I can do is if I want to extract, and then like whatever is first thing you want to do is work with text data, and then you can do a couple of things. There are 4 types I said. These are the main tasks of the 4 types. There's other things underneath as well. This time though, like I want to use this detect if it contains, because this menu detect the matching pattern, and if it matches, it will return true or false. So it's a slightly different kind of pattern. But if I open it, it's actually, this is actually a convert text pattern. So like I said, replace, remove, extract, and convert. And that basically, so if you selected the convert, you ended up coming to this UI, and then you can select, hey, what are the options you want to do, right? So it kind of just a different entry points. But anyway, here, if I simply type capital, okay, and then like it's matching here. Okay, and when you see below, this is a syntax, that's the regular expression. This is a part. So this itself is, I'm just typing capital, right? This can be considered as regular expression as well, believe it or not. So as long as like you specify something, the matching pattern. But from here though, what I want to do is, hey, I don't want to actually take this China thing because this didn't end with capital. I mean, in this particular case, or something here, capital G, that's like a name of the main kind of a name. This is actually, by the way, the Google venture. So I want to make sure this capital is used only at the end. Okay, so that case, I can select the end under this position thing. I click on it. And you see here, now like the capital G is not selected, even like the capital China is not selected, only Sequoia capital because that ends with capital. And then here, when you notice here, there's a dollar sign. And the dollar sign is actually the, one of the symbol of the regular expression, meaning that's the ending. So the capital ending, right? So I'm going to explain more detail on something like this type of syntax, but point here is probably you don't even care. You don't even look at here. You don't need to. But when you pay attention to it, the regular expression is actually used when you're doing something like this. Okay, so let's go back. Having said that, start getting to basics of regular expression. I mean, like those type of the syntax side of things. Okay, so we created this cheat sheet reference to other cheat sheet. For example, like our studio provides wonderful, excellent cheat sheet. So we took some of the cheat sheet from the world and then kind of customize it to provide the basics of the basics. And I think these are the patterns that most often use. So I'm going to share this one to you later, or you can screenshot either way. But I'm going to start kind of going down this path, okay? So regular expression, anchors, and repeat. So this part. So from now, like the next 5-10 minutes, I like to introduce these anchors, repeat, and the left-hand side, the character, okay? So let's see the sample data. Cat, hat, bot, bat, at 1 ATM chat sheet. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss kind of session now. But because besides that, so let's say we have the words like this, and we want to match only the cat and hat. So that's what we want to do. How can we do that? That means like I don't want to match bat or chat or something like that. Okay, so that's the challenge here. So how can I go on this? And then to do, I have created some sample data here. There you go. So let's use this sample data to start working on it. Remember, like we want to match only cat and hat. But down the road, I like to introduce a couple of those syntax symbols. Okay, so first, this work with text data is the best. And then like, it doesn't matter which one, but this time, let's say like extract text, because I'm not really interested in extracting thing. I want to just demonstrate how to match with a regular expression. That's the key. Okay, so here, if I type, let's say bat, no. What I wanted to do is a cat or hat, right? So cat, okay. So like I'm matching here, but then the hat is not matching, right? And then if I can do just at, and then like at, all the words contains at matching, okay. So at this point, so what I want to do is how can I do, so for example, like links are different, right? So for example, here, 1 ATM or 80, these are the 4 letters and 2 letters, and a bunch of, this is like a 5 letters. So at least let's start with matching with the 3 letters. How can I do that? Well, the cool thing is there's something called dot. So if I type dot here and nothing is matching, oh my gosh, what's going on? Well, it turned out here, there's a characters or regular expression. If you select this character options, that means literally it takes dot as dot. So if the data contains a dot AT, then it matches, but otherwise it doesn't. But if you select this regular expression, then all of a sudden this dot is considered as one of the symbol of the regular expression, meaning dot means can mean anything, any letter basically. So it can mean like numerical letters, can mean alphabetical letters, or even symbols. Anything is just one single letter. Okay, so now when as you see like 180, BAT, CAT, and it doesn't matter, right? Okay, anywhere can be fine, can be okay. So as long as 3 letters, first can be anything, and AT. So that's matching. So that's a good progress for now. And the next thing we want to do is how about, I don't want this like 1 ATM, right? So because like that has like a M at the, M at the end, but AT in the kind of middle. So at least cat and hat ends with AT. So that ending stuff, like I have shown you already, that is actually this dollar sign. Okay, so if I use this dollar sign here, dollar sign like BAT, CAT, chat, eat, hat, has to end at the end. So at this point, there's 3 conditions here now, right? So to match, one is that has to include AT, and it has to have like 1 letter before AT, and then 3 letters, and then ends with dollar. If instead of taking this dollar sign, no, I want to start with AT. Then in that case, instead of dollar sign, you could use this thing, I forgot what to call this letter. It's like a little like umbrella-ish letter. So this is usually like you can find on the key of number 6 on the keyboard, but you have to type the shift key. Okay, so this means starting. So like starting means starting, there's nothing there, but it has to starting, but it's starting with AT. So this time, that's not what we care. What we care is the ending piece. So like I'm gonna keep using $. And then also not just 2 letters, I wanna make sure like at least 1 letter, or no, so dot. Okay, and then now, another thing I like to do, so like I wanna make sure like I'm not missing something. There are a bunch of other fun stuff here. Okay, all right, so now here, this .at, so dot is fine, but how about, I'm gonna just kind of take the side step a little bit instead of just getting to that answer. So another thing is cool thing is this dot, you remember this is like any letter, but it's one single letter. But what if like, hey, you know what, like I wanna match with this chat, for example. Chat is 4 letters, so there are 2 letters before AT. And in that case, just let's say like if I type dot, that means 2 single letters here, right? So that means CH is matching now, and this heat, HE is also matching. So I can control how many single letters. So, you know, it can be 2 letters or 3 letters and so on. Or other thing is cool is instead of just one single any letter symbol dot, and from here, there's something called repeat. And repeat has 2 types. Number 1 is a plus. And plus means it repeats any letter that is specified previously, like right before plus, in this case, dot. So dot means any letter. So any letter is fine as long as possible. So here, the before AT, any letter is fine. It can be 2 letters or sorry, 1 letter or 2 letters or 3 letters, anything's fine. So that's plus really mean, okay? So if I take the plus out, now dot means 1 single letter, always. If I make the plus sign, then all the sudden can be 1, can be 2, can be 3, can be 5, can be 100, okay? So as long as before AT. So now there's another symbol for repeating. That's kind of like a little confusing. And then if you get confused, always try both and then see like what is the matching here. So remember, you notice here, there's AT. So this is ending, right? AT is ending part, but somehow it's not matching. What's going on? Well, that's 2 letters. And there's nothing beforehand, right? So meaning 0. So in that case, sometimes what you want to do is the plus is repeating at least once or more. But how about this? Repeating 0 times or more. Okay, so even like there's nothing, that's fine. Like I want to actually still matching because it includes AT. In that case, instead of plus, I can use it, this asterisk sign. Okay, so that's the only difference between asterisk or plus. So most cases, it doesn't really matter. Like you just want to use a plus or asterisk most of the case. And then when it comes to that kind of particular case, it matters if 0 or 1, then you might want to switch between plus or asterisk. Again, when you specify asterisk, that means it can be nothing or can be at least 1 of this letter. So which in this case, dot. So by the way, though, I'm using dot right now, but this can be like A or something, or can be B or something. Okay, any letter is fine here. I'm using dot, so that's why any letter can be repeated. But if I said a particular letter, like, hey, you know what, it has to be 1, has to be B, has to be C, then you just type that. Okay, so in this demo, like I'm just using dot. Okay, so now it's kind of getting closer. So I don't think it's getting closer. I forgot we took sidestep sideways a little bit. So now, like I just wanted to explain like this whole repeating thing, which is very useful. But originally, like what we wanted to do is cat and hat, right? Let's go back to Dr. Seuss, cat and hat. So how are we gonna do it? Here's a cat and hat. These two things we wanna match. So we don't need to repeat. And also has, I mean, another one is the, maybe like, these are 3 letters, but also like it's starting with, or for example, say, if I use something like this, right? Like it has to be starting and then 1 letter and a key. Then like now like I have the bat, cat, hat. It's very close. It's almost, but then bat comes in. So so that I need to remove, or I need to specify cat and hat. So in that case, you remember like I said, this dot thing can mean any letter, right? But also in this case, I want to specify just a C or H, so that cat and hat. So in that case, basically what I want to do is a C or H, and oh, that's chat. So that's not what we're looking for. Here is a square bracket here. And then like basically that is what is doing here is C or H. So when you use a square bracket, let me just go back to slide. I just wanna, this gets a little tricky here. This is what I'm doing here now, right? So you can use a square bracket, and that will have some kind of or condition candidate. So that means C or H. So if you have like, let's say A, B, C here, that means A or B or C, but it has to be one single letter. It's not like A, B, C. It's not like matching with A, B, C, or matching with A or B or C. Okay, so that's something you can do. And in the extreme case, you can type like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, all the letters as well. And it can be numeric, maybe like 1 or 3 or 5, in that case, 1, 3, 5. Okay, so any letter is fine. And then as long as inside this square bracket, and then it will make sure it can match one of them. Okay, so now it's getting closer. But somehow like CHAT, chat, gets matched as well. So you remember like that case, hey, has to start with either C or H. That case, I can use this starting symbol. Then now like we have the cat or hat. Okay, and then like I can see like a preview. And then right now the operation is extract. So cat and hat, if I select the remove, and then this cat and hat gets removed, either way. And then like I can click on run button, and then oops, instead of overriding the existing column, I'm going to create a new column. I'm going to keep like a random column name, and then we have extract the cat or hat. Okay, so that's basically what I did was, again, this regular expression cheat sheet, we touched these anchors, and also we talked about this repeat. Then we also talk about this character. Dot is any character, and then also range, so the ABC. And in this case, my case, I use CH, that means C or H. So that range thing you can use. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So that's a basic was a basic. Next one is a digits and alphabets. We kind of already start getting into it, but I wanna go one by one as well. This case, like there's something like A-Z and lowercase, uppercase, and also for numerical, I think like 0-9 can work as well, but also there's some special thing called digit. And also underneath, there's alpha numeric, blank, punctuation, there are other types as well. But let's start with these 3. So we want to extract custom ID from text data. So let's imagine like we have the data like this. And then basically like what we want to get is that ID part. Okay, it can be just a numeric part, or it can be like numeric plus this ID column. Either way, we want to get extract that data. So how are we going to do it? So basically what we want to do is like, what's the regular expression with numeric letters? So it's when you type dot, again, it can be character can be numeric. So it matches whatever the first letter it finds. And in this case, happen to be alphabet. So that's not what we want. So you can do like the same thing we did. 0-9 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that means pretty much all the numeric letter. And you can specify this. And then like a first numeric letter happen to be this 1 in this data. But we want to take all the numeric characters, right? So we want to do, but before that, this is one way to do it, and this is good enough as well. But I personally like this one, digit. So column, digit, column. And again, it's basically the same thing, but I just like this digit thing. But digit is meaning literally the digit or numeric letter. And it does the same thing, and then meaning 0 to 9, right? But in this case, I want to match all the numeric letters. So what should we do? We already learned, you remember, like you can repeat this digit. So digit here is one single digit at this point, but you want to match with multiple digits. In that case, you want to do plus or asterisk. In this case, if you want to make sure like at least one numeric letter, then you want to use plus. It doesn't matter, even like there's no numeric letter, then you can use asterisk. I think this time is a plus sounds more reasonable. And then, so now our data is something like this right now, okay? And then in the middle, this customer ID is buried. And then we want to get this one. So ID, column, and the numeric letters. And how I'm going to do it. You can literally use ID column and digit plus, and that's what you need to do. So let's see like how you can go about it. Here, I think it's a customer data frame right here. I want to get this one. And then one thing I need to be careful is I don't want to get these numeric letters because these are like for something else. So from the column header menu, always work with text data. And then this time it's like, I want to extract. So select extract. And then you get kind of confused because there are a bunch of menus. But I usually go with text first. And then if based on what my needs, I'm going to switch it later. But anyway, so here, and then what I want to do is make sure like, okay, I want to use a regular expression. You remember like if I selected numbers and it matches all the numbers, then that's not what we want this time. I want to go back to text, and then like I want to specify a regular expression. And then you remember the regular expression. One way to do it is 0-9 and a square bracket. That's fine, right? And then like it picks the first numeric letter. And then like I want to use plus, and then now up to the space, because space can be considered something else. It's not a numeric, so it ends there. And again, instead of 0-9, this is completely personal preference, and digit, column, digit, column can be used as well. Okay, and then so this one basically does the same thing. And then, this is it. Like basically, hey, I got the customer ID. That's good enough. Then, that's the end of the story. Or, hey, like I want to actually get this ID column as well. Then in that case, how to match the ID column? Well, literally ID column. Okay. So these three letters outside the bracket, so it will be considered taken as literal ID column. But if you have the column inside, it means completely different things. Okay, so this way, if I click on preview, then like I get the customer ID part. So either way, like you want to keep the ID column, or maybe like you don't need to, then you don't have to have like this ID column part. Okay. So there's that, and then it's if I run it and I get I keep doing this. I don't want to override the existing column, so like I can just run it and then create a new column here. Okay. So next topic. So now that we know how to specify the numerical letters with digit or 0-9, either way. How about alphabet letters? for alphabet letters is A-Z. So that in this case, you're specifying, you're basically setting the lowercase alphabet. How about uppercase, where like you type like a capital A dash capital Z, that means uppercase, only the uppercase. How about both? In that case, you can do A dash Z in a lowercase and then capital A dash Z. Then this is basically 26 letters plus 26 alphabet letters. So like 52 letters can be the candidate of the matching. Okay, and then this one too, basically the same thing for the numerical letters. You can use the something kind of like a proxy syntax as you will. So colon, alpha, colon. So like instead of digit, this time the alphabet, so like alpha. Okay. And the alpha means both lowercase or uppercase as well. And this version though, this alpha is sometimes works better than the AZ because, for example, like I'm Japanese, like, you know, I often like have to take care of like deal with Japanese letters. That will get picked up as well. I haven't particularly tested, but I'm sure like French letters and Spanish letters are not necessarily from like AZ, but it can be picked up, or, you know, those like accent mark at the top or something like that as well. Okay, and then in this case, same thing, when you use plus, then it will repeat until something that doesn't match with the alphabet. So like the moment symbol or numeric letter comes and it stops for the matching or search, matching, matching or matching search. Okay, so that's the alphabet. So next one, repeat n times. So this one is a kind of like a little evolution of like what we have been doing. So we're going to use, in this particular example, I'm going to use the digit left-hand side, but the most important thing, this a new concept, is something called repeat. We've been using the plus or asterisk for the repeating, but this one, like, I want to specify exact how many times I want to repeat. Okay, so sometimes happen in the data like this. This one, the same unicorn data, but happen to be like all the data information is in the same single column. And then there is a date data inside. So this one is the first company name and a value amount, valuation amount. I think unit is $billion. And then the date of becoming a unicorn, and then which industry that company is in. And what we care is this part. This is the one that we want to take out. Sometimes when you have data with telephone numbers, that can be the same type of the requirement, the same problem as well. Okay, and then when you look at this one, what this data we can consider as. So 2014-01-23, it can be considered as 4 digits - 2 digits - 2 digits. So that's the pattern that we want to match. And then easiest way, for example, the first one, 2014, is this is not like, you know, you can use like asterisk or plus as well. But what we want to do is, let's say like if you want to repeat only 4, like not like 3 or 2 or 5, then in that case, you can do a digit. But this is not really looking cool, right? I mean, cool doesn't mean anything here in the data, but it's kind of like hard to read. So there's a little smarter way to do it, or more like a easier to read way to do it. So that is this curly bracket. Okay, so you use curly bracket and then specify the number that you want to repeat how many times. In this case, I want to repeat 3 times, then like you type like 3 inside a curly bracket. So that means it's kind of like an asterisk or plus. Basically, it repeats anything specified beforehand, in this case, a digit. So digit repeats 3 times, that means 3 digits. Okay, so in this case, we have like a year, which is 4 digits. So simply, you can type 4 inside a curly bracket. Then you want to get this whole date information. You can type the digit 4, digit 2, digit 2, and then separated by this dash symbol. Okay, so let's see how we can go about it. So I think this is company data frame. And then from here, this is the part I like to get. Then I don't want to get this one. This is a variation number, not this one, but I want to get this part of the data. Okay, so first has to match with the 4 digits, right? So like go to work with text data and extract text. And then I'm going to use a regular expression. And then first digit, and then I need to have a column. Oops. Oh, no. Wait, there you go. Okay, just a column, not semicolon. And it's matching the first one. So like here is not the date, it's actually the first one, one of the 100. And then what I want to do is 4 letters. So 4-digit letters, curly bracket, and then 4. So now it's matching with these 4 letters. But that doesn't mean like this is actually correct. What if like the company name contains a 4-digit and it could match that one instead of this year part of the data. But I want to get this part is a date data. So like luckily there's a kind of like a make specifying easier a little bit, because then I'm going to have another one here. And this time this is a 2. And probably like no unicorn company's name contains this kind of patterns, I'm assuming. But then also I want to get, this is now the year and a month part. So 4 digits. And here's a dash is matching. And then the 4 digit and 2 times repeating. Okay. And then another next one is I'm going to type dash. And then like, I'm going to repeat that. And in this case, a 2. Okay. And then now this combination, so has to be 4 digits, dash, 2 digits, dash, and 2 digits. Has to match with this pattern. So cannot be most likely the company name or any other numeric values. Probably it's very typical of date information. So just imagine like if this is like a telephone number and depends, area code and other stuff, like typically in the US, usually 3 digits, dash, 3 digits, dash, and 4 digits. So in that case, you can actually change this numeric part of it. Okay. And sometimes there is a bracket, right, for the area code. Some people like type that. Then like you might want to use a bracket. And you remember the bracket can be, some people don't use bracket, some people use bracket. In that case, repeating 0 times or no, right? You remember that one? So that was an asterisk. That's where like you can use that something like that as well. Okay, so here, if I do the preview and then looks like I'm getting that this like a date information. Now again, I'm not gonna override this time. I'm gonna just set the column name as a date and then create a new column. And then here, this is a character, and then this is not really good, especially when you wanna visualize later, because the data type is a character, then can be treated as a character data, but you want to change this to date data type. Then you can do like more date sensitive operations, such as aggregations or extracting part of the date information, so on. So from column header menu, and then this is like a change data type, convert to, and date time. And then this one is a year, month, day. So I'm going to select the matching pattern, year, month, day, and then click on run button, and then this becomes the date information. Then I can quickly go back to summary view and see like a date. Date is, okay, so this data is starting from 2010 to 2020 June data. Okay, there's one single NA row somehow, but okay, so that's that. And then that's the, I think, oh yeah. And then one last thing is a regular expression, logical and grouping. Okay, so that's right-hand side top, that part. So there's a kind of a vertical bar is coming in. So let's say like you have the data like this. This is like an investor name, there's a SoftBank, but somehow, sometimes a SoftBank group, sometimes SoftBank group without a space, sometimes SoftBank Corp, SoftBank Capital. There are a bunch of like slightly different things, but I'm pretty sure these are the same SoftBank company, right? So like I want to create just to make all of these as a SoftBank so that I can know exactly how many unicorns this particular company is investing or particular venture capital is investing, right? So basically I want to match group or corp or capital, and then I want to just remove them all. So that's what I want to do. And let's go back in here. Where is that? Unicorn data frame right here. So I'm going to work on this column from now. Okay. And then here, SoftBank group. And then like I want to get rid of this group thing. And probably not just SoftBank, sometimes maybe like a Google too, Google Capital, Google Ventures, and then there are a bunch of different names. I want to just get rid of all of them. So from column header menu, work with text data, and then this one remove, and then text. Okay. And then here, if I type, for example, let's say, oh, I'm going to just search it so that easy to see like what we're looking at. So I'm just filtering only the SoftBank. So there are 5 different patterns. And then like, if I type like a group like this, and then only the group, and I click run button, and then I create another step to remove corp, and then another step to remove capital. That's fine too. But then you have to do 3 times. It's kind of tedious. So I want to get rid of all of these in the one single shot. That's when I can use a regular expression here. Click on the regular expression, and then this vertical bar. So this means or in the regular expression. Then I can type group, and then so that means, oh no, what I'm doing, group, oh my gosh, that is super stupid. So corp, so group or corp, either way, and it's matching both of them. And you notice this is it doesn't matter like uppercase or lowercase. That's because I check this ignore case option. So that is a kind of a special thing that can take care inside this function, so regex function. So the small letter, lowercase, uppercase, both of them are matched. Okay, so now like another thing, the capital, right? So like I want to match capital as well. So I can just type vertical bar and capital, and all of them are matching. So then if I click on preview button, and then boom, all the kind of unnecessary data is stripped, and then now like we have only SoftBank. And then this is actually cool because like I check the remove extra spaces as well. So if I didn't check, what is going to happen is if I preview, this space gets stay. And then that will be a little tricky problem because later on, like if you want to count by creating a bar chart or even a pivot table, this SoftBank space and SoftBank no space can be considered as a different things. I know sometimes computers are stupid like that. So we want to check this remove extra space, and then click on preview, then there's no space at the end. So these 5 things will be treated as the same thing. Okay, so this is basically those like a logical and a grouping thing. As you see here, you see like here like a vertical bar is created. So then you can kind of create or condition. But for this particular case though, I think more and more like you don't really need to do this. This is kind of like for your knowledge base, because in practically like there's another option in Exploratory, takes multiple candidates. This actually does the same thing. In fact, behind the scene, it's actually creating that same syntax for you. So you want to select this one, and then even like just a character is fine. And then, so select the text multiple candidates. And then all you need to do is just group and then corp and a comma separated. This is not the, by the way, this is not the regular expression. This is actually the comma separated, but so comma will be not treated for the matching, but it's actually as a listing. And then Exploratory takes this like a comma separated thing as a 3 candidates. And when you look at here, reg export, it's behind the scene, it's creating this syntax. Okay, so then, from user point of view, you don't even have to worry about regular expression, about equal about kind of stuff. All you need to do is just type multiple candidates in 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. And then basically that's the same thing. So this part, I'm just introducing you, and so that you can get some basic idea about it, but practically you don't really have to type this type of thing with the latest release of Exploratory. Okay. So that's pretty much the basics of all. And I like to summarize, what we have done today. So regular expression is a way to specify matching patterns in text data with letters and symbols. Those like a special symbol and stuff. If you didn't know any basic, it's kind of intimidating, at least to me. I was kind of like scared of like even looking at those things. But once you know it, now you know those, symbols, and then that will make it very strong, powerful tool. In Exploratory though, like most of the problem can be solved by the out-of-the-box UI menu, so you don't need to really use most of the cases. But if you know a little bit of the basics, then you have this strong tool to tackle with any text data problem, especially like how to match with the text, part of your data in a very, very flexible way. And then here's a cheat sheet. So we touch basically this character, anchors, and repeat. And also we touch the repeat, not just, not this one here. It's like a numeric, how many times you want to repeat option as well. And also like how to match with like a digits or alphabet and so on. Okay, so these are regular expression, and then when to use regular expression, basically the same thing I'm going to repeat, but first identify the pattern of the text. What type of patterns that you can kind of come up with? If it's just a numeric or combination of alphabet numeric or any position like right after a certain word. So you want to identify the pattern that can kind of pinpoint the particular things that you're interested in. And then see if the exported UI can solve it or not. Okay. And then sometimes, most of the time, like you can actually, select one of the menu and then your problem is solved. But if otherwise, then that's when you want to use a regular expression. Okay, but trust me, like most of the time, actually, like the way we do design, build this product, Exploratory, because I don't like the regular expression, to be honest with you. So I try to, find any times like I had to use a regular expression, try to add those UI menus. So most of the time, like down the road, less and less chance that you have to use regular expression, but always, right? There's unlimited amount of the problems in text, especially text data. So it's actually good to know the regular expression as your basic tool. Okay, that's it for today. And then, and then next week we're gonna do another online seminar, and then again, it's kind of like a data wrangling stuff. This one is similar to like I have done like a survey data analysis. Like it really, like when you do the analysis or even a visualize data, how to prepare the data is a really key thing. So I'd like to introduce the concept of tidy data, and then mainly like how you convert between wrong data and white data. This is, I've seen like many customers or many users of Exploratory, like this is a kind of bottleneck. Sometimes you get stuck with the data you have. Many times this is a problem. So I'd like to go introduce and how you can actually do the data wrangling. Okay. And then like, when you want to find a future seminar schedule or past recording, always go to our website under RAM and the online seminar menu. And then like you can see the future seminars, or when you scroll down to the bottom, there's a menu, a link you can click to find all the recordings in the past. Or if you want to know like how to use Exploratory, we have a bunch of tutorials and the video as well. So please take a look. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at kan@exploratory.io. Or we have the Twitter where we announce like product release, and new feature introduction, seminar announcements, and so on. Okay, with that, I'd like to open a Q&A session. If you have any questions, please let me know.